I do this one thing very often to help me stay grounded, to help me keep my calm, to help me just decompress and be able to get back into the situation, especially when I am with my parents and my kids. This is so helpful for me, and I hope that you try it out. Hey, welcome back to the Empowered with Immigrant Parents podcast. This is your host, Allison Lee. Thank you so much for being here, and if this is your first time, welcome. I am so glad that you are here, and today, if you are a first-time listener, you will notice, or just maybe not notice actually, you will see that there is only audio from me today because I really just wanted to get this out, and I didn't want to deal with not having the space to record a video. My other podcast episodes are video as well on YouTube. But anyway, I really wanted to just record this because so often I can make excuses to not do something, to not share, to not put myself out there. And since the beginning, since the inception of this podcast, as you can see if you're on YouTube with my grid lines and different things that I'm just doing, I just gotta start. I just gotta do stuff. I encourage you to do the same and not wait for things to be quote unquote perfect or think that you have to show up perfectly, because oftentimes what you have to say, what you have to share, what you are experiencing and what you are needing and wanting to do is more important than showing up perfectly, because obviously as well, perfect does not exist. And if we're striving for something that doesn't really exist, or it's just super unattainable, we may never do anything. And that's why I'm here. So anyway, I hope that especially as adults with immigrant parents, as we grow up having to feel like we're in control so much, and we have to take care of other people, and we have to know everything that's going to happen. This desire for control and this desire to aim for perfection will really hold us back. And where it holds us back the most is actually within ourselves. Because at some point, someone's going to push us to take action, right? Like if my parents needed something from me and I had to write them a letter, at some point they're going to be like, hey, I need that letter. And then I'm going to have to give it to them, right? It's kind of like in school also, where there's a due date and you give them the best version that you have. But then when it's with yourself only, it's very easy to push the deadline, not have a deadline, to then avoid it altogether because there's no one external from you holding yourself accountable, and you may be used to not holding yourself accountable because you are waiting for this perfection. And again, it just never really happens. We're just iterations after iterations, and I think that's just the most beautiful way to think about it. Back to my point. We have to just do things and just show up, be seen, be heard, and then we go from there, because we can always do more after. We can always change things after. We can always change our minds. So the one thing that I do lately, especially with 2 kids now, that's been super, super helpful when I feel overwhelmed, so overstimulated, or kind of just tired or stressed from different requests and different noise, is that I actually just remove myself from the situation. My parents come over usually once a week, and they come over, they play with the kids, they bring me some food, some fruits, and I usually get met with food, fruits, them, all of the good stuff, as well as some letters, some questions, some technology help issues, and with my oldest being very, very verbal, very excited and energized a lot of the times, like we're talking over each other, or she's talking, or she's singing in the background, and the baby's crying, or there's just a lot going on. Then I gotta get lunch ready, I have to get the milk ready, I have to get the food ready for the baby. There's just a lot going on, and then there's questions from a lot of different people, and including myself, kind of like, what do I do next? And I'm trying to decide. So it can be very overwhelming. Not that like I can't handle it or that you can't handle overwhelm, and that's not what I'm saying. Of course we can handle it, but I don't want to be in that heightened state. I feel my shoulders rising, I feel my shoulders being tense, I feel a headache coming sometimes when this happens too much. And I also feel not present. Like I just feel like I can't make a decision. I just recently saw this reel on Instagram where I forget, I'm gonna butcher this, but like the person is using a spray and a tablecloth to wipe the island or this table, and she's wiping it so intensely, like there's nothing on it, and she's just wiping, like scrubbing so hard that like you can barely see her arm because it's not staying still. And something along the lines of, this is kind of how I approach life generally, is what was said. Like we do everything with that same intensity of like needing it to be done quickly and precisely, when it doesn't even need to be done like that. I completely am not giving that reel the credit that it's due because of the way that I'm describing it, and that's okay. Maybe I will link it in the show notes so you can take a look. But basically she's just wiping the table so intensely, like for no reason. That's kind of the approach that she has with her life, with everything in life, even though we don't need to. And I've been actually recognizing how much of that I do a lot of the times, where it's just this, it's like those toys that you wind up and you wind them on the side, you twist, and then you let go and they start walking and whatnot. I recently bought one for my daughter, but it's for the tub, so it starts swimming. It's like a little frog. It has legs that move. So I wind it up on the side, and then it just like swims in the water, and it's doing it so fast. That's how I feel sometimes. A lot of times. And that's something I'm actively being very mindful of and trying not to do. So when I feel that way, if you feel that way, what I really, really encourage is for you to take some space and actually remove yourself. My gosh, today, there was music playing, there was kids singing, kids laughing, grandparents talking, baby laughing, and it was just after getting everything done and like answering all these questions and being on a little bit of sleep because of the baby waking up early. It was just a lot. So the key is to recognize, first of all, what are factors that even if you felt fine could have impacted you, right? The fact that the baby woke up at 5 a.m. in the morning definitely can play a role regardless of if there's noise or not, right? I'm just more tired. So that's something to pay attention to, and then just remove yourself for a little bit, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And actually just take the space to not do anything. Like I went in my room to lay down for like a little bit because that's just what I needed. I took some deep breaths. I laid there, stared at the wall, and then I felt better, right? To be able to go back at a more calm state, recognizing that a lot of what was happening wasn't even anyone doing anything to me sometimes. And a lot of that is that pressure that I was talking to you about, me winding myself up, like, I need to get the food done, I need to do this, and I need to talk like this, and I don't know why I need to answer everyone in this way, and then I just have to do this and that because it's urgent, because of this time that I set, and then it just doesn't do anything. So I hope that that's something that you can practice. Like you could step away into the bathroom literally for like 5 minutes. Say that you took a number 2 if you need to, right? And just really take care of yourself. Drink some water, gulp a bunch of water. I knew I was tired, so I drank coffee before, but then I had to make sure I drink a lot of water. And just take a break. And if you lay down and don't do anything, especially don't look at your phone. If you're already overwhelmed, overstimulated, and feeling stressed with all the requests, don't give yourself more things to look at. Put that phone down for just 5 minutes. Better yet, leave it outside with the people. And go to the bathroom for 5 minutes, go to your room if you're at home, go to your car, step outside for a little bit, throw out the trash, do something to just take a break. Step out so that you can recuperate, you can take some breaths, and you can come back at a more neutral space, hopefully, right? And if not neutral, at least just not more stressed or more overwhelmed or more agitated or whatever it may be. Because you want to be present. If you want to be present, actually, you got to recognize the cues of like when I'm feeling like that little frog that's being wounded up and forced to like swim at intense speed for no reason, when I can just float, when I can just relax. And then you get to be present to all the things that's happening. Like, my parents were playing with the kids, they were laughing. Sure, there were questions and things that were not necessary, maybe a little annoying. And just because I'm saying this doesn't mean I don't love them or don't appreciate them or don't enjoy any of the time with them. We're not falling into this all or nothing trap, but I'm just calling it out for what it is. Sometimes it's not as fun and it's not like that the whole time, which is just reality. You know, I set a timer even just so that I don't like fall asleep and lay there forever when I have people over. Also, that's not how I want to spend my time. I wanted to spend time with them. I just knew I needed a break. So I hope this is helpful for you to also check in with yourself, to know when you need a break, know when you need to just lay off of people, the phone, and any obligations that you think you gotta do, and take care of yourself. All right? And I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time. Hey, thanks so much for being here. As an adult with immigrant parents, you've got a lot to do, and I so appreciate you spending some time with me today. I have a free training coming up that will help you discover the secret to feeling more emotionally secure when you spend time with your immigrant parents, without people-pleasing and without spiraling in guilt. This free training is going to help you learn the key to stop the people-pleasing and guilt patterns that will actually help you be more present and enjoy the time that you spend with your parents and feel more at peace and calm without needing them to change. To join this free training, check out heyallisonlee.com/secret, like the secret I'm about to tell you. heyallisonlee.com/secret. And in this training, I will help you start to feel more at peace, more emotionally secure with your parents, with your immigrant parents. I'll see you inside the training. Bye.